Time to dive into a fantasy six-pack fantasy baseball 2026 mock draft. We'll be joining right after this.
The Fantasy Six-Pack Hour.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me over here, AJ Applegarth. Over there, Corey Pieper. How's it going on tonight, guys?
Did either of you watch any of the actual baseball last night in China or Australia, Japan?
No, did not.
Oh, man.
I've been a little preoccupied trying to babysit nine drafts that was going on in the Fantasy Six-Pack series. No thanks to this guy over here who's now all of a sudden way too busy to help the job that he agreed to do.
Hey, for starters, it's not just an all of a sudden I'm too busy shit. I'm always constantly busy. Okay. You just expect me to not be busy, so you
did agree to help,
and then have me do your dirty work.
You did agree to help.
I don't want to do the draft thing this year. It's so tedious, and I've got all this site stuff going on. Do you want to do that?
Do all of it.
Okay,
I want to do all of it myself. You did zero of it since Wednesday. So thanks.
Of what?
Anyway,
adding people,
making sure people are drafting on time the first day.
Okay, Wednesday was yesterday, and I specifically told you when you're like, we're going to start drafts Wednesday. I was like, no, that's a bad day for me. You're like, okay, cool, we're starting on Wednesday.
No, you did not. When the hell did you tell me that? Oh my God, AJ.
I told you that.
AJ likes to make up stories. That's cool.
Several times.
Man, that's good.
I do like to make up stories. This is not one of them. This is
yes, it absolutely is. Anyway, enough of this. Let's jump in. We're going to be doing a mock draft. It's going to be like just your standard 5x5 roto, 12 teams. It will be, average runs, RBI, home runs, batting. The steals, wins, ERA, whip, saves, and strikeouts as your standard 5 categories. And the way we're going to run this, let me switch over to the other view, where the hell did it go? There it is. We're going to be running this over on Fantrax. In my opinion, the only place you should be playing fantasy baseball. I love the customizations they have over there, and the leagues are always running, especially if you're in like dynasty and keeper leagues. That is crucial. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to alternate through. So me first, AJ second, Corey third, and then we each have 4 teams. We're going to be building out like real teams, not just going by like rankings, not by ADP. Obviously, some of that comes into play with our picks, but we will be making picks based off of team construction, which is where I think you really learn how to draft. It's not just going off rankings. So first pick is up. I will start this bad boy here. Let me jump in here. The first 2 is obviously Ohtani and Judge. I'm still gonna I know it's utility, but I'm still gonna go Ohtani, and he'll probably stick in my pitcher slot more often than not, or my utility spot more often than not. But I do like the and maybe if he has like a random 2 start week, which I'm not sure how often that would happen in this year, maybe it'll work out. So. I'm actually going to see if I can make this slightly bigger here. AJ, you are up with the second pick.
I'm trying to draft.
Oh no! Did you not actually join?
No, I'm in. It says live.
Oh.
F6P. Oh, let me try this. There we go. Okay.
Good old Aaron Judge. Not a surprise.
Shocker indeed.
Shocker. Corey is up third here.
It's close. I'll still stick to. Oh, I'm having issues.
You got to like somehow figure out which. I don't even know how I did it now. Damn it. Go up to the left corner where it says
Maybe like change your team or something because you guys have 3 teams.
Oh,
change the number.
look at that.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah, that's interesting.
Now I'm here. Now we got boom, Juan Soto. I still like Juan Soto over Bobby Witt.
All right, yeah. So explain that. So I did the same thing in the Fantasy Six Pack series because it's OBP, and I think the difference between OBP between Soto and Witt is greater than the difference I think you would get in steals, and I think I can find steals later. I like having a great base in ratios later. Why are you picking Soto over Witt in a batting average league?
Well, his batting average is still fine too. It's not like it's going to hurt you in his batting average. And you start 5 outfielders and you start 1 shortstop. So I want the position of outfield over Bobby Witt. I think Bobby Witt's. It's hard to say the word safer when you're talking about some of the best players in baseball, but I think there's probably almost no way Bobby Witt bottoms out. If Juan Soto were to steal even 20 bases, he easily should go in this spot again. I don't know if we'll actually get 20. I think it's probably somewhere around 15. So I'm fine taking him here.
Okay. So I took Witt next. I think it's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
AJ.
All right. Well,
this is probably one of the more interesting picks in the draft. This 5, 6, 7 range is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and this is where I'm at in Fantasy Six Pack series. I'm gonna stay true to what I did there, going with J Ram. I mean, I want to lock up third base early, not remember like that it's even a position on my team 15 rounds from now. So good to go.
Fair.
So similar to AJ, pick 6 is the pick I had in the Fantasy Six Pack series, and I planned to take Ronald Acuna Jr., who I just took there, but he went at pick 5, so I took Jose Ramirez as well there. But I was planning to take Ronald Acuna. The third base eligibility is lovely for Jose Ramirez, but Acuna is awesome in OBP. That's an OBP league. He's also great in batting average, and he is stealing bases in spring training, and I love to see that. So I think we're back into like 30-30 for Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, I like that. So I'm not gonna lie, this is a pick where because I don't like taking pitchers early, but I do think there is a drop off in the hitting tier at this point. I like Julio Rodriguez. Kyle Tucker's fine. There's Tatis. There's Corbin Carroll. If you think he's gonna be fine, I think I'm just gonna take the far and away, maybe not far and away, but pretty much hands down the best pitcher over the last couple of years, especially in the AL, and that is Tariq Skubal. And I probably won't touch pitcher with that team for quite some time.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah, you're locking him up. We've got 9 pitchers here, so workhorse indeed. So with 8, I think I'm gonna go the same route here, but I don't want to take Skeens, so I'm gonna take Garrett instead. Being that this is standard, I can't do the Skeens thing with the wins. It's just not happening. And I mean, I love Skeens. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's a phenomenal Cy Young pitcher, but I just can't. I can't do it after last year.
The wins are brutal. I get it.
It's just not happening.
I mean, I could keep up the flow here and take Skeens, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to take Ellie De La Cruz. I think you can make the case you can make the case for any of these guys. It's as high as 6, I think.
Yeah.
Ellie could still do what we expected last year. I think like a 30 homer, 60 steal season still in there. The batting average has been actually not as bad as I expected it to be. So here at 9, all the upside in the world.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen over here a little bit and see if this pops up. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Oh, come on. Do what I want you to do. All right. So this is the draft cheat sheet that Fantasy Six Pack has. And I'm just going to let you know, like, so I've taken everybody off the board here that has been drafted. And at the top here is Julio Rodriguez, a guy that I'm not the biggest fan of him because of his usual slow starts. Although apparently he's like raking it in the spring right now. So I know it's his spring, but hey, he normally has like slow starts. So I'm going to take whatever I can get. Despite those slow starts, he's still a 30-30 player pretty much every year. So I'm going to lock down one of those crucial outfielder spots like Corey was saying and take Julio Rodriguez.
Okay, so now it definitely back end here. It does get a little interesting. Most of the guys that you were probably targeting and were hoping you would have fall to you are not falling to you. So you look back, you got Julio here going. I mean, again, I could take Skeens. I think he's still valuable as a first round pick, but I'm gonna go a bit homerish here, and like Joe's first pick, I'm taking. What the hell? Okay, I don't know what that was all about. It's not letting me.
There you go.
All right,
Kyle Schwarber.
taking Schwarbs. Again, he suffers from being the utility, but I mean, he destroyed everything last year. He was absolutely worth everything that he got, and his draft cost was definitely lower last year too.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I think it's maybe a little overinflated, but new year, new contract, basically same team. We'll see where he's hitting in this order. Who the hell knows? It's like a back and forth all the time. So it doesn't really matter though, because he's gonna rake.
He's awesome. Yeah, there's no denying that. So I sit here as we end the first round with back-to-back picks because we are doing the traditional snake here. So I'll take Skeens. This team on the end, if you don't take a pitcher here, your chances of getting a top 7 or 8 one are pretty much gone. And if you're sitting here, you're going to get Skeens, and that locks up that spot. So then you have one pitcher. We're not doing any double tapping because the other pitchers that would be interesting are already gone. All reports.
Well, I will say I did see a Skeens, or maybe it was a Crochet Yamamoto double tap in the Fantasy Six series, which really shocked me. I was like, "Whoa, all right."
I'm not taking.
Nah, I'm not even like. I'll be honest with you. Like the team that I took Scooble, I probably would pass there. Like I just don't take the early pitchers. I like to build it different ways. And I can load up on pitchers later. Like I mentioned that in the draft strategy one, but yeah, that's kind of how I play it. So Corbin Carroll. So you're not worried about the
it sounds like more likely. Like it might not be opening day, but I don't think it's going to be more than a week, honestly. So I'm not all that concerned anymore. I'd be fine taking him a little earlier than this. Even I'd actually probably take him ahead of Julio Rodriguez at this point.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stick with the outfielder theme here since I've already locked up utility. I'm going to go with Fernando Tatis Jr., another guy who's pretty much a 5-category guy. Still a decent offense there in San Diego. So I'm going with Tatis.
Okay. Oh man. So top of the board here for the cheat sheet is it really likes Vlad Guerrero. I'm not really eager to take him here. My rankings don't have him quite that high. The cheat sheet likes him a lot because of the batting average, safety, and I get it. That's a totally legit thing, and I get it, especially at first base. There's only a handful of guys at that position where you can really count on batting average, and he's one of them. And next is like Kyle Tucker. I like him, but we know the injury history there. I'm gonna pass on all of that and go with hometown boy Gunnar Henderson. I've always said, I really want these like top shortstops. I just think they're the cream of the crop. And then like after the first 5 or 6, there is just a crazy drop off in talent, even though they're good, but the talent just really drops off. And I really just want these top guys if I can all help it.
It makes it a little easier for me because I was going to debate, do I start shortstop with this team, Ellie and Gunnar. I actually had Gunnar I got Gunnar in the TG or Fantasy Six Pack series there, but you took him off the board, which makes it easier. And even though you said it that he sometimes gets injured, I will take Kyle Tucker here. Just another possible 30-20 player to go along with Ellie De La Cruz, who's not going to hurt my batting average, batting in the middle of the loaded Los Angeles Dodgers lineup. Did it take?
No, probably not. You want me to? I'll just do it for you. Here. Oh, there we
Thank
go.
you.
All right, AJ. Oh, so it was already drafted by you. Apparently, it's just going really slow, like it did the other day, like last year. Or whatever. That's awesome.
If we're going like last year, someone has to take your reliever soon.
Or let's just take 5 catchers in the first 5 rounds.
All right. Well, so if it lets me go here, so already have my ace pitcher locked in here. So definitely leaning offense. Not going to double tap pitcher like we were already talking about. So I could, go crazy here and go with Cal Raleigh just to lock up, another position, but I'm going to go with Nick Kurtz instead.
All right.
Again, he's, more of a 4-tool guy. He's going to help you in runs for sure. He's going to definitely get you some homers, some RBIs. Not getting anything in steals, but the average is high. So I will take that and be able to find steals later. So I'm not as worried about it.
Yeah, so this right here is I'm just going to tell you why I don't love taking the pitcher first. So the guy I really want to take here, 2 of the guys that I really want to take here, Vlad Guerrero or Junior Caminero, are just non-targets for me right now because they give absolutely 0 in speed. And I feel like if I miss on speed right now, I'm really going to be hurting later. And I can find power later that I can trust more than I can find the speed guys later. Because then you're stuck drafting like the Nico Horners, and I just straight up don't like those players. They're not easy to build a team around. The problem is that there's just like Trey Turner is a guy that you could look at here, but it's a little early for him. He doesn't give enough power at this point. Churio is an interesting option. He's not a ton of speed, but at least he's some. This is again exactly why I do not like to take a pitcher first, because it just kind of hurts your offensive build. That being said, man, I'm just gonna pick the best player off the board in my opinion, and I do think it's Vlad Guerrero at this point. That's the one I want, and that pretty much exhausts the good, the really, really good first baseman. So he's like Nick Kurtz first.
So there's 2 options here. We can ride or die with Jazz Chisholm and really just take all the injury risk in the world with Ronald Acuna and Jazz Chisholm and win by 1 million or finish dead last. Or we're gonna take Junior Caminero here. I'm not worried about the speed. I said Acuna is running. I've had some concerns about Caminero's batting average, but I do think that 35 home runs is in the bag, and and the RBIs and runs with it. So I got enough steals out of Ronald Acuna. I'm fine taking Junior Caminero here in the middle of the second round.
All right, AJ, you're back on with Jose Ramirez with your team 2 pick here.
Yeah. Similar to what I'm thinking with my J-Ram pick here. I'm going to do the same thing and take Ketel Marte, lock up second base, because second base just gets ugly early, basically after him. So, he's not gonna crush steals, obviously, but I have a decent amount of that with J-Ram. I'm not worried about steals right here. I'm more or less worried about keeping decent power, decent average, starting with those, and then kind of filling in these, missed categories, if you will, with more depth positions.
So I have multiple drafts going simultaneously, and he's consistently falling to the third round. I'm fine taking him there. I think it's a fine pick. I don't know. It just feels like he consistently falls to the third round.
He does fall. I don't get it. I mean, he fell to.
It's because he doesn't have the ceiling some of these other guys do, and I get it. Yeah. I've said it. I'm probably not going to take him until the third round, but if he falls there, I will, and he did for me. So I was happy about that, but yeah, he just lacks the ceiling that some of these other guys around him have. And at this point, I still want the best players. And so with that being said, on the Fantasy Six-Pack cheat sheet, it's Trey Turner at the top. I already have a shortstop. I don't really want to do that. It would be interesting to take a Yordan Alvarez, but I'm slightly still pretty terrified of taking him at this point in the drafts. Even though projections like him, and he is finally swinging, he's finally playing again. Who knows how long that'll be? I do think this is actually a really good spot for Jackson Churio. So I'm going to go with him. Not quite the same level of power speed as Bobby Witt, but man, that's a good start.
It is.
Yeah.
That was a fun start.
Man, now I got a tough one here. Okay, so I got Juan Soto. I feel pretty good about the 5 categories.
Curious, what's your thought with Soto and the speed from last year, Corey? Because that's a big debate for people.
It's I think he steals around 15 to 20 bases again. I don't think he gets back to 38, but I think he can. Yeah. I think he can be roughly half of that. It's because I'm not fully locked into the speed. I feel better about the power. I'll take Jazz and get second and third base. I do feel good about his speed. Other than it all comes down to health with Jazz Chisholm. We all know that he is a free agent after this year. The one thing that typically free agents do is they play through a little bit of injury. So maybe we'll get a 135 games out of him. And even if he gets hurt, he has a tendency to still find a way to do 30-30 at least last year. So I do like the power and speed with Jazz, and it's the 2 worst positions.
Second and third, yeah.
I'm not thinking play both, but he can do one for me, right? Yeah.
Yeah. AJ, you're up. Aaron Judge versus the first pick with this team.
Yeah, we've already got our first snipe. Thanks for that.
You're just going to build that all Yankees team?
I mean, hey, it's either Mets or
Yankees. O's fan loving all the Yankees.
He loves those New York
the
teams.
Phillies fan and loves the Mets. Yeah. Jeez.
I'm a big market team guy. I mean, what can I say? So yeah, I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit here now, based on this. But we kind of already talked about Trey. Kind of between him and Lindor. Obviously, the injury is a little scary with Lindor, but he's definitely going to get you more counting stats. With a dip in average, close to steals. So, yeah, why not? I'll make it a big market here, and just hope that the hand isn't going to be an issue if it'll let me draft it. There we go.
That is 2 snipes in a row. I have talked myself into liking Francisco Lindor this year, despite the hand injury. Much like Corbin Carroll, I don't think it's going to take too much of his season away. Already swinging a bat, so I think we're fine there. So yeah, this is the team. Pick number 1 took Ohtani. I've got the turn here.
Do it. You know who you want. Do it. Joe loves a catcher.
No, I'm not done with that. Nope, not gonna do that. Not in a single catcher league. Not here. Not right now. So I am gonna scroll down here. His ADP isn't as high, but I am gonna take the Trey Turner with the crazy power that Ohtani gets. I can eat a little bit of power from Turner, and I mean, if Ohtani runs like he has been, I'm looking at close to 70 steals between the two of these guys. Like, I'll take it. That's going to be very, very nice.
Good.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then Ohtani hits his 40 home runs, and Turner can get close to 20. That's also a pretty nice start there, and both very good at batting average. So that's a great offensive start there. With that in mind, I'm going to switch over to pitcher here, knowing that on the way back, all the way 23 picks later, not going to get who I want. I might surprise some people. I'm going Brian Wu. Really love what you get from this guy.
Okay.
The strikeouts really aren't that different from Yamamoto and Sanchez and even Hunter Brown. I think the ratios are better. I really do. I think he's being undervalued in drafts right now, and I think he should be the 4th pitcher off the board. He really should.
I don't necessarily disagree with it. Might be
the funny thing is you don't have to draft him there.
Yeah, that's what I
like. If the problem he's not making it back to me at the end of the next rounds.
No.
But if I had a middle round pick, I might be able to wait for the middle of the 4th round. Problem is he's not going to get back to me all the way, at the end of the 4th round. I don't think. So I'm just going to go get my guy.
Middle 4 would be probably about where he's going to land. And
early 4 to middle 4, I think is about the latest he goes.
Yeah. So I'm
AJ,
going to go
Judge and Lindor.
And I'm going to stick with the pitcher, going with, second place Cy Young runner up here. Obviously a bit of a homer pick for my true big city market team. I mean, Sanchez is phenomenal, and he's going to be the de facto ace, number 1 pitcher right now with Wheeler, still working his way back. And even once Wheeler gets back, still TBD for, how effective he's going to be right off the jump. I mean, I just love Sanchez. He's just nasty.
Yeah, he'd be my 3rd pitcher or 4th pitcher. I'd have taken him ahead of Wu, but I get it. This is far enough. I'll take Cal Raleigh. If he goes, instead of 60 home runs, if he hits 35 home runs here from a catcher, and instead of stealing 17 bases, steals 10. On a team with Juan Soto, I can eat a little bit of a bad batting average. I already have steals with Jazz. I'll take the power with Cal Raleigh.
In an OBP league, I'm much more okay with that. Batting average league, that's a little tough.
I'll take it. Juan Soto eats it. It's fine.
All right. I'm up with Bobby Witt Jr. and Jackson Churio. I've got a shortstop and an outfielder. Looking at my board here. ADP says to go Yamamoto. I might pass on that. And it's either Harper or Alonso for me, I kind of think. Again, just not really loving the Alvarez news still. It's just so much unknown. I'm gonna go hometown and go Alonso. I think there's a little bit more ceiling from him. Plus, he's usually healthier than Harper overall for the whole course of the season. There's always a problem with Harper, as you know, AJ.
I do indeed.
All right, AJ, you're up. J Ram, Kettle Marte.
Yes, let me flip back to my correct team here. again, ceiling.
Guys, by the way,
what's that?
I can always make the picks for you, but if you want to make them while we're talking about the previous one, it's easier that way. But
yeah. So obviously leaning outfield here just because of the 5 that we need to have. Top outfielders on the board. You're looking at James Wood. You're looking at PCA. It kind of drops all the way down to like a Roman Anthony, Brent Rooker situation. I'm going to go with Wood here. Again, I feel like average. I'm pretty safe so far with Marte and Ramirez. Wood's going to take a little bit of a hit there. Still going to throw in some steals, nothing crazy, but, mid-teens to maybe 20s, low 20s. He's still got good power, though. So I like Wood here.
Yeah, that one irritated me. I was planning to take James Wood with this pick to build my ride or die team here with Ronald Acuna. So did not happen. No Ronald Acuna, James Wood pairing, but I do like that pick. Looking at this team now, like Joe said, I do like Jordan in this range, but I got enough injury risk with Ronald Acuna. I don't want to take Jordan Alvarez. So I'll take a pitcher. It will not be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I'll take Logan Gilbert. I
like it.
My favorite pitcher. Strikeout rate was way better last season. Just got injured, so it didn't show up as much. But if he can maintain even 10.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, he's going to be awesome.
Just to show, he was actually the top pitcher on the Fantasy Six-Pack cheat sheet. The 6th overall player. We still got Alvarez and Rooker. AJ, by the way.
I like Rooker.
PCA. But Gilbert was the guy there. So I like that pick. Corey, moving over here to my team that's got Skubal and Guerrero. Do need a little speed. Obviously could go Pico Armstrong, but that second half last year really was something awful. So that is lingering in my head. So I'm gonna go with Zach Neto, who also has some speed, and this team desperately needs some speed. I think that's a pretty good pick for that team there. A little power speed combo, a little hit on the batting average, but Vlad gives me a good start there. There's some other guys that I think can raise my batting average up, later, but I'm gonna have to kind of focus on that.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
Crochet and Nick Kurtz with your team here. You kind of in the same boat as me. You took an ace pitcher. You took the power hitter.
I'm also regretting it. They don't have the speed. I was looking at Neto, so that hurts. I love this one.
I do not draft a pitcher early like this.
Yeah. I don't necessarily love it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it and take get on the right team. I'm going to take Terang here. And
that's mighty early.
Yeah. I mean, I'm threatened by the speed loss now, and
there are definitely some dudes you can take to get speed along the way besides Terang. Unless you're expecting him to go back to like 50 steals.
Hard to steal bases when you're hitting home runs. Just saying, he's a home run hitter now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, best team in the NL last year, solid offense. He can do plenty. His average was definitely up last year. Steals obviously were down, but I think he's definitely back to 30 plus this year.
Cool. See, so I kind of liked out getting Neto. I'm not sure I'm expecting 30 steals again from him. But I think, with a team, if I hadn't not gotten Neto, like somebody who I maybe can count on 25, 30 steals, right? At that point, who's also got power. I think, you just start chipping away at steals. You don't just try to go for, you don't try to reach and get, a guy who you think can get 40, right off the bat and have to reach for him. Because I think with a guy like Terang, unless the power really does prove to be legit from last year, which I think is still, questionable. Although Corey didn't think so. Then I think
that's probably me being a Brewers homer.
Like the pick's gonna haunt.
Probably me leaning in a little bit there, but
maybe a little.
After AJ took Bryce Terang, my team that started with LA and Kyle Tucker, I felt good in where I was at with the 5 categories. There wasn't a hitter I absolutely loved there. So that's where I took Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think all the innings he pitches, he's going to be awesome, but he's just not going to pitch quite as many innings as some of the players we drafted ahead of him because it's the Dodgers and they don't need him to pitch that many innings, but 200 strikeouts still within there. I think he had like a 2.4 ERA last year and a sub-1 whip, so I'm fine with that. That's good value for him.
Yep. So I'm looking at a team with Julio Rodriguez, Gunnar Henderson, and it's a little off what the sheet is telling me, but this is kind of like personal preference with how I want to draft. Again, you don't need to use, it's not a Bible. You don't have to do exactly what it tells you to do. No draft software. You should do that. I'm going to go with old reliable, and then it's Manny Machado, third base. It's nasty. Guessing AJ didn't like that one.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, sir, I don't like it.
And now everybody knows why I really want to play League with AJ, because this is really fun to do. This is why he left, because I keep doing this one.
Okay.
Where's your fireball, AJ?
Back to, I can get some.
Oh God, no. Corey, do you know that story?
It wasn't on my queue, but
man. Oh God, AJ, I don't even know how long ago that was.
Years.
10 at least. 10 plus years at least, right? Anyway, we were over at his place doing a draft, and we decided to do something really stupid. And it was, all right, we all have to have at least 10 players in our queue. They have to be like legit players that we're really thinking about taking. And anytime someone gets taken out of your queue, you got to do like a mini shot of fireball.
That's awesome.
That was a really, really, really bad idea.
I don't remember it being a minimum 10. I just feel like I had like 17 players on my queue.
Well, you could have always added more.
Every other pick, it's just beep, 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 shot. Beep, beep,
that
beep,
is great.
Shot. No. Beep, 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 shot. Fuck.
Yeah, it was quite the night.
That's good.
That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. So
Schwarber and Tatis for your
got definitely some power, got a little bit of speed, average help with Tatis, to offset Schwarber there. I do feel like I want to get, a little bit stronger in average because Tatis isn't, blowing anybody away either. So I think I am going to lean in and take, if I get to the right team again. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up Roman Anthony here. Just continue to fill the outfield. Average is there. He's chipping a couple of steals. But I mean, that's really it. He's kind of more of just average and I mean, some RBI, some runs. So nothing too spectacular. Probably could have waited and gotten him a little bit later there. But again, I'm just kind of want to fill out the outfield with the 5 spots. So leaning more into that than anything on this team.
I had 3 players in the queue for this final team here, and Roman Anthony was one of them. So 2 of them are still here. With taking Paul Skeens, like you guys mentioned, with your pitcher teams, it does make it almost a necessity to get more hitting here. Corbin Carroll, if he's healthy, I think is great. I do want to add some more power to this team. I feel like I can get a little bit more. There's not really a good steals option in this range anyways that I like. So I'm going to just get a little bit more power to this team. My hatred of Pete Crow Armstrong, so I'm not going to take him. So it will be Matt Olson for one. Just a rock solid player. The batting average is a little questionable, but it can go anywhere around like 250 to 270, and I feel really good. I'm getting at least 30 home runs. And this is where I will take Yordan Alvarez. I think this is far enough for the fall. I'll take Yordan Alvarez here. And if he is healthy, now I've got plenty of power. Yordan Alvarez is actually a pretty good batting average player. And so I'm a little lacking. Corbin Carroll get me 30 steals. I might need some steals later on, but otherwise I really like where that team's at.
Yeah, I eyed up Alvarez and then quickly decided against it because of the utility already being taken by Schwarber. So I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself into that. So with this team where they are, I think I'm gonna look at a little bit more of consistency and go pitching because I don't really have anything there. So I'm going to look at a guy that I still think is, a 200 plus strikeout guy. And I'm going to go with Dylan Cease here.
Interesting. Joe and I have been talking about Dylan Cease a little bit. I agree with the 200 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the ERA.
You think? Yeah, I got him in
a little bit
around 8, 7. I forget what it was in TGFBI, but I took Reagan's first as my pitcher, and then Cease, and it was just sort of like at that point in the draft, that late, it was really hard to ignore 200 strikeouts. Like I'll figure it out later. So round 4 is interesting, especially passing up on one guy who I don't really want to take him, but I really didn't expect him to be here. I'm gonna do it, and it's Chris Sale. I wanted to go a different route there, but I just think that value is so good. I kind of thought he'd be gone by now.
Yeah, I love Chris Sale. I think it's a great pick. This team already. Sorry, AJ.
No, that's agree.
This team, I've said I kind of like the base where they're at in hitting. I do have the pitcher. Could I get another one? Sure, but I already have Kyle Tucker. I'm going to take Kyle Tucker 2.0 here. In that, I think he can give you all 5 categories, and that is Wyatt Langford. I think he basically turns into Kyle Tucker himself. So we'll get another one.
Where I was going to go with my team 3, so I hate you.
Definitely a solid pick.
Good thing we aren't really drafting against each other all the time because we know each other way too well.
Yes, we do.
Yes. All right. So
AJ, you're looking at your team with Crochet, Kurtz, and Terang.
Yeah, so got the power and average with Kurtz. I've got steals, average, potential power with Terang. Obviously, I already got pitching. So I think I need to start filling out field here and just not leaving that a complete dead spot on this team. So I'm going to go with Jarren Duran.
Oh God,
my boy.
I mean,
yeah, you're bust.
Yep.
I had to do it. He's going to get me
you guys took both the power speed guys that I was looking at.
I mean, yeah. He's going to get you some, plenty of runs and RBIs. Not a ton of homers, but mid-teens, 20 capable, 20 plus steals, average. A little down, but I feel like I'm already pretty covered there with the first 2. So not the worst thing in the world.
Well. Might be forcing my hand here. This is an interesting one. I've had somebody else on the board for a little while, but there's just no speed there. batting average isn't like fantastic.
I love how he's just like talking himself out of picking him.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So it's between Pete Crow Armstrong and Brett Rooker. I need an outfielder badly for this team. Pete Crow Armstrong, obviously, we know what he did in the first half. Power, speed, crazy good. Second half was just horrifically bad, especially the last 2 months. Brett Rooker is all power, which is fine. But I need some extra speed here, and I think you're talking like probably a high 240 average, mid 240 average for Pete Crow Armstrong, and like a 260 average for Brett Rooker. Yes, obviously better, but I think the difference in steals and everything that Pete Crow Armstrong can give you is worth the risk here.
Right. So I'm not a Pete Crow Armstrong guy, but I have to admit I was actually going to consider him for this team too. It was probably not the most likely. This team with Ronald Acuna, Junior Caminero, and Logan Gilbert, I just want to find a 5-ish category contributor out of first base, and I will do AJ's player of Bryce Harper here for first base. Yeah. The 85 runs, 25 homers, 90 RBIs, 10 steals. Going to hit 270. That team's got a pretty solid. I feel pretty good about where that team sits right now, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, J Ram, Ketel Marte, and James Wood.
Well, I need some fireball because I was going to take Harper, but that's obviously not happening. So, yeah, I mean, I got kind of a decent mix throughout so far, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I am going to go ahead and shore up first base, though, and I've got to go, especially since I was pivoting in a sense as it is, but I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman. The lineup's too good. He's still good. He's going to get you, pretty much everything but steals. So again, this team starting to kind of border on needing some steals now. With just Wood and J Ram, pretty much my only help there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I like it. He's actually above Devers on the cheat sheet there because of the batting average help. I know the massive power that Devers brings, but the batting average is quite the drain as of last year. You just have to hope he bounces back. So I've got Bobby Witt Jr., Jackson Trio, Pete Alonso. Yeah, I'm going to go with the guy who I've been kind of eyeing up for a couple of picks here, and I'm going to go with Brett Rooker. That's the guy. Fill another outfielder, get some more good another 25 to 30 home run bat there. That is a pretty powerful team. I'm liking it. So,
yeah.
I like where the power's at my third team here with Soto, Chisholm, and Cal Raleigh. I'm not too worried about the deals where this team is at, but of course I do not have a pitcher. So we will get my next pitcher off the board, and it is Cole Reagans. It just comes down to health. I love Cole Reagans. I think the stuff is there to strike out well over 200 batters this year if he stays healthy.
Okay. AJ, Judge, Lindor,
solid.
Sanchez.
So again, definitely laying off a pitcher for a little bit with this team. Need to get back into some hitting here. I'm feeling a little bit of a push here because of only having two guys, but and I already locked up shortstop, so I don't really need that. I'm gonna kind of stick with that same line of thinking that I had, the last time, and I'm just gonna go if it'll let me go. Actually, I don't want to do that. And apparently, I'm locked up.
Who do you want?
All right, I got it. Yeah. I'm actually gonna.
No, you're not.
Rejected.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, I am going to double down on short, and I'm going to go with Mookie Betts.
You.
You're not worried about the slight decline that we saw from him last year. I mean, a fourth round pick, like that's the latest he's gone in forever. I don't even.
Yeah,
know.
Not really. I mean, he's not stealing as much at all. He's still a 20 plus homer guy. Again, it's such a good offense that it's hard to, fight it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm in quite difficult here with this team. Yeah, this team needs an outfielder bad. The outfielders are not at the top of the board for sure. I know the ADP on Fantrax says Randy Rosarina. Nope, I'm not. Nope, not doing that there. That batting average is nope, no way. Yeah. You could go Buxton, and that's terrifying because of the injury history. Riley Green's fine. Jackson Merrill doesn't run very much, but I don't need that per se with this team. So that's an interesting choice. Yeah. And then there's George Springer, who we all know that Corey loves, but it's a little early for him, I think. All that being said, I'm going to pass on all of that. And I think I'm going to take a good old Michael Garcia and get one of the final. Actually, I will pass on that. Yeah, this team's going to be the team of the reach here. Like I'm going to be reaching for players way before their ADP, and yeah, I'm going to go Jackson Merrill actually. Not great. Like I don't think he's going to be the player that everybody thought he was going to be, winning with the prospect, but still fine. There could be a 2020 season out of him for sure. If he stays healthy. He was very injured last year, and I do think that severely limited his upside. I have Brian Wu. I like that a lot. I'm not worried about pitching, although there is a pitcher on the board I really, really, really like. Kind of down to, again, Michael Garcia. Devers is interesting because once you get past Devers, like the first base is sort of up in the air. A couple guys later on, but I'm actually going to go a little off though, and I'm going to take my third baseman and the one I really want now because I think I want a little bit more power after taking Merrill and Turner, and it's going to be Austin Riley, and just hope to God he stays healthy. All right, AJ, Judge, Lindor, Sanchez, and Mookie Betts.
Can you feel the hate through my eyes?
I'm very quiet.
Okay. Oh, that just happened. All right. Well, yeah, this team is definitely in need of some steals. I was going to go with more of the power with Riley, but I will take Garcia here and lock up my third base as well.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. I like Garcia. That just didn't fit that team as much as I was thinking. So I had to pivot off of it. Different team. Garcia was the pick over Riley. It really was. All right, Corey. Yeah, let's try to speed through these a little bit more. So
I'll take Rafael Devers here for this team. This team already has Cal Raleigh and Jazz Chisholm on Soto. I'll take Rafael Devers. Joe mentioned first base gets ugly. He still hit home runs in San Francisco. I don't know. That team might have a little bit of a batting average deficit now, even with Juan Soto, but yeah, it's also got a lot of power on it too. So,
one of the last absolute ace pitchers left that I think is out there is Hunter Brown. Easy pick for me. The team needs a pitcher. And that's it for me with that one. Bobby Witt, Churio, Alonso, Rooker, and Brown.
In that same boat here, wanting the pitcher at this point, so I'm going with Logan Webb.
Well, I definitely considered those two for this. So I will take. This will be the first team that has two pitchers. This is the one that has Acuna, Caminero, and Harper, and I will pair Jacob deGrom with Logan Gilbert. Then.
All right. So I'm looking at my Scooble, Guerrero, Neto, Pete Crow, Armstrong team. Pretty good power, pretty good speed, despite starting with Scooble. So it's rounding out another form. Positions are like the fielding positions are looking a little rough though, like as far as depth. But top of the board here for the position. The fielding positions on the cheat sheet. Pena, already have a shortstop. Don't need him. Plus, he's got the finger injury now. Yedi Diaz. We've got Bo Bichette, who I'm not a giant fan of for fantasy, honestly. I get why the sheet likes him. But I'm sorry, Corey. I got to do it to you. I'm going to go and reach on some George Springer.
Just knowing he's a badass. Joe knows baseball. I know
the sheet likes them.
Because he's the man. What else is?
I mean, he's not going to do what he did last year. Let's be real. But if I can get 25,
you don't need him to do what he did last year. You just got him in the fifth round. You don't need him to do what he did last year.
Yeah, if I can get 25-15 out of him, and I think that's very doable, then I'm good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So this team, again, we've got Crochet, Kurtz, Terang, and Duran. I'm going to keep going with, this influx of infield, and
don't do it.
I've got to lock up my. Who are you trying to go after?
He's just gonna try to block.
No, just try to snipe you.
Oh, he likes Perdomo.
That's where I was going.
No, not this one. I already got.
Oh, really? We
Right.
already had shortstop. I didn't see it. Cruz on the top. My bad.
Okay, we're good. No Perdomo for this team. Feel good about the steals on this team, so we are gonna go. We are leaning into the power. We are taking Eugenio Suarez.
Oh, all right. Not worried about the batting average with him at all, huh?
No,
that feels a little early for Suarez in a league like this with batting average. I feel like you can get him a little bit later. Especially now he's back in Cincy, so I guess that's okay. But I don't know. Batting average is such a drain. All right, so I'm up with J-Rod, Henderson, Machado, Chris Sale, and yeah, man. Dude, we're starting to get to that territory where, like, even I think closers are starting to be a value, and I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet here and be the first one to take, and I'm gonna grab Mason Miller. Get me 120 strikeouts from my closer if it's gonna work. Did it work? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I thought I clicked the button. There it goes. All right.
See him, but
I don't. Yeah, there it goes.
All right.
I don't usually do it, but man, Mason Miller in NFBC leagues and things like that, man, he's gone in the third round. I'll take him the whole 2 rounds later.
All right. Well, I'm going with Naylor. Lock up my first infield player on this team of Schwarber, Tatis, Anthony, and Dylan Cease. Naylor's going to help me out in that average. He's going to help me out in that steals, and definitely, keep helping me out in RBIs. So, power wise, he's pretty well tooled to be a near 5-tool guy here in the 5th. So I'll take it if it'll let me take it.
You think the steals are for real from last year, or like can it go back to kind of what he was before?
I mean, I think it's going to be regression for sure, but I mean, if he gets it, great. I'm not going to complain, but I'm more looking at the bump in average here, and then just continuing with the power.
Absolutely.
The steals are just kind of a nice cherry on the top for this.
I think
All
it's
right, Corey.
funny.
Do
So this team on the
5-6
end-
turn here.
This team on the end, Corbin Carroll's got all the steals right now, so we're going to add some steals into this roster here and take CJ Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe started it, but I had planned to start it on this team. You get caught out on the end, you are not going to get one of the elite closers. This is probably unpopular. Cade Smith's my favorite closer in the league, so I have him ahead of Edwin Diaz. I'll take Cade Smith.
Yeah, they are very close in the cheat sheet. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't hate when it's that close. Go get your guy. Like you don't have to do what everything.
Cade Smith's my favorite closer behind Mason Miller, so I have him ahead of
AJ. Back to you. You just took Naylor. What you got?
All right, just take Naylor, and I was leaning towards Perdomo on this team, but I'm going to stick with that shortstop position, and again, kind of hunt a little bit more after average, and still hope for power. I'm going with Seager.
That was the plan with Suarez, is I could fix his average with Corey Seager. That was irritating.
Not now, you can't.
Well, maybe you should have gone the other way. All right. So I got J-Rod, Henderson, Machado, Chris Sale, Mason Miller. Got some fireballs there, not the shot.
Weak.
Yeah, it's the cheat sheet is all about the pitching right now. It makes sense. We have actually really let some pitching fall in this draft.
I just
your whole league maybe won't do this, so take it with a grain of salt. But I have seen some drafts do this. Like my Rassley draft is like nuts right now. There's like no pitching being drafted, which is wild. That being said, man, like I don't really love a lot of the hitters right here. I'm trying to think what this team needs. I mean, like power speed, a little bit of mediocre power and speed here with Manny. Probably need an outfielder, but outfield isn't great right now with the value, so I'm probably going to pass on that still. I mean, all of the value is in the pitching right now, and I think I'm just going to stick with it. And I don't know. Sorry, AJ. Jesus Luzardo. Top of my sheet right now. There he goes. I just went 3 pitchers in a row. I don't think I've ever done that on any team in rounds 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
First time for everyone. Corey.
I am on the wrong team. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't.
You just took Suarez. How are you going to fix your batting average now? The secret's not there. It is not raining at Rose Arena.
We're pivoting off of batting average. We're still good. Tucker, Cruz, Langford. We're still good.
Guy.
You mentioned it. The pitching's too good. Max Fried should have been gone by now. I'll take Max Fried.
Yeah, he was my next.
I'll pair him with Yamamoto.
Yeah.
2 great ERAs there. I'm good with that.
Absolutely. It was a coin flip between those two. AJ, while you're thinking Crochet, Kurtz, Terang, Duran, and Perdomo.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning Luzardo, lock up, another 200 plus K guy, but I think there's definitely positive regression with his ERA. I mean, it was really like 2 or 3 just absolute shell games for Luzardo last year where they just kept him in, let him keep getting rocked. So with that said, I'm going to go back and I'm probably risking wins a little bit here, but I like the K upside, and I'm going Mr. Met, Freddie Peralta.
Risking wins? Why?
Because he doesn't enough fucking innings.
Yeah.
Doesn't pitch late enough.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true. All right. I'm here with Scooble, Guerrero, Neto, Pete Armstrong, George Springer. I'm going to double dip into I'm going to dip into the catcher area here. Again, finally. And I'm going to take the second best catcher, a little bit much better batting average, and that is William Contreras.
So I considered a catcher for this team. It would not have been him, but instead we're going to lean into this team that's got this beacons of health like Ronald Acuna and Bryce Harper and Jacob deGrom, and we're going to take, and again, I'm on the wrong team, so I have to draft him on the right team, Corey. We are going to add a beacon of health to this already healthy roster and take Byron Buxton and just get all these power speed guys. And when they all play 155 games, I'm just going to run away with the league. That's all that's guaranteed.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is a take. We will go with that.
J. Ram, Marte, Wood, Freeman, and Logan Webb.
I mean, honestly, part of me kind of wants to just keep going pitching because it seems like there's a little mini run here. And everyone else behind me is only one as well. So I will go ahead.
Just plug yourself into it.
Yes, exactly. I will go with Mr. Framber Valdez. New team, new outlook, same great pitching.
All right. So I'm back up here with my second team: Bobby Witt, Churio, Alonso, Rooker, Hunter Brown. Of course, nobody's seeing it because I closed the player queue on the screen that's showing. Hunter Green is off the board for me. Nowhere near this ADP, at least at this point. He's got the elbow issue. So very up in the air there. I don't really want to go pitching here anyway. I would like to tap back into the hitting pool here. I mean, I've got a pretty good batting average with this team. I mean, like even Pete Alonso can be pretty decent. Brett Rooker's not like horrible.
Here it comes.
Churio's pretty up there.
Take your bust.
Take my bust.
You've got the batting average. Here he comes. O'Neal Cruz.
Oh, God, hell no. No. He is. I have to scroll for a while to get to him on the cheat sheet, by the way. No. God, no.
He specifically moved him right up top.
Yeah.
deleted his
no, I'm gonna go with Riley Green here. Get some more power. This team, started off with some speed, but it's just not falling back to me at this point, unfortunately, unless I want to take out Rosarina, which I don't really. So I'm going to take Riley Green. Get some more power and a second outfielder who I really like.
Okay. I thought when Joe said he wasn't going to take any more pitching and then he said he was going to take somewhere else, I thought he was going to pivot to the relief pitching. I already said I think that Kate Smith's better than Edwin Diaz, but it's far enough. I will get Edwin Diaz for this team.
I was hoping he would make it to the end, by the way, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to stick with outfielder here and two different guys. I was kind of looking at teammates, pretty similar stat lines, but I am going to go with the higher RBI upside, and that is Seiya Suzuki.
All right. So I've got the Ohtani team here. Ohtani, Turner, Brian Rue, Jackson Merrill, Austin Riley. Yeah, could probably use another outfielder here. Pitching wouldn't be off the board either. There's a guy on the cheat sheet that keeps popping up, and it's just not one of my favorites here. In fact, I'm not even. Where is he? I'm not even seeing him on the. What the? Was he already drafted and I didn't even realize it? Was Suzuki drafted?
AJ just took him.
Literally just.
I wasn't paying attention. My bad. I was like, I don't want him. I was looking at my sheet.
I will draft Suzuki
because I don't.
Where's Suzuki?
I didn't
not even
want
on
to,
this sheet.
But, I didn't really want to. That's why. So thank you for that.
Are you sure you're not taking shots of Fireball?
No,
we're
I'm
just
not.
seeing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. ADP is not really in the favor of drafting him right now, but I'm in Dodgers, man. Teoscar Hernandez, I'll take it. Phenomenal offense, clearly. And then I am gonna go back to the pitching well here. I think there is one more lockdown closer that I think we can all trust, and it is Andres Munoz, and that's going to be the last of the elite relievers, in my opinion.
That's like fighting words for AJ with his guy. I'm sure he's coming too. So,
yeah,
Duran's close, but not quite for me. Anyway,
you're an idiot. No,
okay.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna double up on the Yankees here and tighten up 2 positions and a cleanup spot to hit behind Judge and take Ben Rice.
That was a catcher I was going to take with the Byron Buxton team earlier. I think it's a great value there. I actually had him back in the queue here too. But this is the team I said batting average was starting to get a little out of control with Juan Soto's awesome, but Jazz, Cal Raleigh, and Devers are not exactly batting average stalwarts. So I will take the best of the batting averages, who's batting right behind Juan Soto, kind of like AJ just did with Aaron Judge, and I will take Bo Bichette here to balance off my batting average, and I think he's going to get a ton of RBIs this year too.
All right. So this is a team with Bobby Witt Jr., Jackson Churio, Pete Alonso, Brett Rooker, Hunter Brown, Riley Green. So I've only got 2 infielder spots, 3 outfielder spots filled right now. Feeling pretty good about that. Looking at, they're saying Pena is only going to be shut down for like a couple of weeks, but man, we just don't know. He would clearly be the top of the board for me right now if it weren't for that injury. So I'm still going to pass on him. I think I'm just going to take the value here on Joe Ryan. Oh, wait, actually, it's back. Yeah, that seems like it should be okay. We're going to take Joe Ryan. I like him. Struggled a little bit last year, but I think he can bounce back.
Excellent. All right, so now I'm looking at definitely covered in average, some decent steals, still need a little bit of power, a little bit of speed there. Still need a shortstop as well. So I am going to just take a bit of a hit on average, but I'm going Trevor Story. Not too bad.
Not my guy, but you do you. Middle of this team here, injury concerns are abundant, but I do like the players if they stay healthy. So we'll add another player with back injuries in his past who's awesome when he's healthy, and that is Christian Yelich here. We mentioned it off air, I think it was, but he is util only going into the season. But middle of the 7th round, I can live with a util only player who went 88 runs, 29 homers, 103 ribbies, 16 steals, and hit 264 last year. So
yeah, just got to stay healthy.
Yep, if he's healthy, he's
all right. So I forgot to delete Fran Bravada off the list when you took him, AJ. So he is gone. So this is the team that took Skubal. I feel like I probably should figure out another pitcher at some point with this team. Can't be completely ignoring it. And I'm going to go with good old George Kirby.
Like it.
Yeah.
All right, this team is fairly interesting. Kind of a, pretty well-rounded so far, but definitely needs some more outfield help. So I think I'm going to go ahead and deal with the average hit that I will be taking here on this team, and I will go if I can get to the right guy here. There we go. And I will go with Randy Rosarina.
I like it because when you said average hit, I was ready for you to take my guy. This team here with the Eugenio Suarez, Tucker, L.A. De La Cruz, Langford team with Yamamoto and Max Fried, we're going to add some more power back into it. And that's my catcher. That's my boy right there. Hunter Goodman, my catcher. Me and him are like brothers, basically. So 30 home runs in the bag.
I like it. All right, so this is the team I went 3 pitchers in a row with Sale, Mason Miller, and Jesus Luzardo. So time to go back to the hitters. Finally, I feel like I should probably do that. Outfielders, you guys kind of took the ones that I would have finally, jumped in for here. A guy that doesn't hurt you as much in batting average leagues, but definitely does in OBP leagues. So he would drop like a rock had it been an OBP league. Michael Harris the second. Let's go get some more speed as well as some power.
Okay. All right. Well, that is definitely something I am also in the market for with this team. We are hurting on speed for sure. But, we can always kind of chip away like Joe was talking about. But I also need some infield help, so I'm going to go with Nico Horner here.
Okay, I am on my corner team here, the one that started with Skeens. I did add Cade Smith, so I am definitely considering taking a starting pitcher here, but I do have a couple of speed guys in C.J. Abrams and Corbin Carroll and a couple power guys in Matt Olson and Jordan Alvarez. So we're going to add, I could use another outfielder. I only have the one outfielder. So we're going to take Cody Bellinger, which is a little bit of power and speed. He can chip in his 15 steals and his 25 to 30 home runs back with the Yankees. I love that. And now I got to make a choice here because if you're on the end, you can really get caught out. So while there's a player I like, I am going to pivot off of that and we're going to draft another pitcher here. The only question is, which one do I want to go with? Joe mentioned I'm not taking Hunter Green due to his injuries. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not with Spencer Strider. So let's do, I think it's Yuri Perez. I really like Yuri Perez's setup this season. Just need him to stay healthy again. I think he's going to be great.
I was a little worried you were going to go after my guy here, but you didn't. So I'm good with that. And that would be
Duran.
Mr. Nick Pivetta.
No. Oh, that one too. Okay.
Got a former Padre and a current Padre.
Okay. All right. So I'm back here with the team that just took Michael Harris. And I think I'm sticking with the hitters here, and I'm going to fill my first base. A guy who came on strong last year, Vinny Pasquantino.
Interesting. Team 3 here, the one that has Hunter Goodman and Suarez as the last couple hitters, does have 2 pitchers and Fried and Yamamoto, but now it's time to get a closer in here, and I will take Yohan Duran of AJ's Philadelphia Phillies.
Hate you guys. Yeah, I was definitely eyeing him up for one of these teams somewhere, but I am okay, I guess, allowing you turds to take him. So
thanks.
Just lumping Joe in. I love it that he just takes like a stray bullet there. I mean, all day.
That's right. That is correct. All right, so this team: Crochet, Kurtz, Terang, Duran, Perdomo, Peralta, and Rosarina. Really only need one more infield position to kind of lock it up here. So I think I'm going to lean third base, and I'm going to go with Alex Bregman.
Not gonna lie, was looking right at him until now. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. It's looking bleak in a lot of spots here. Unfortunately, some of the guys that I like on the board are shortstops. At least at this value, but I have one, so I don't need one. Another guy who I do want one of the third. I was really looking at third base. I was looking at Bregman. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with that position here. The outfielders don't really intrigue me all that much either right now. I'm gonna go with the next best here, and it's Chapman. I think they're really close.
Yeah. It was a toss-up between the two of them for me, honestly.
The team with all the injuries, issues, we're going to take Spencer. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to go with Joe. I already mentioned him once. He's actually currently injured, but this is far enough. I'll take Jeremy Pena. I don't know how long the thumb's going to be bad for. We know he's going to be out for a couple weeks, but if he's back and ready to go, this is steal. So I don't know how long it'll be, but I'll take a chance.
All right.
Tip of his right ring finger.
Did it draft? He's not showing up on mine.
Yeah.
He
He
finally showed up. All right.
AJ. So this team is only one outfielder so far, so definitely need to fill out some more outfield help there. And like Joe, I don't love these options, but since I'm kind of forced into it, I will jump into the Brandon Nimmo train.
Oh, man.
Corey didn't like that.
I just queued him up for this next team. Like, just did it. Like, okay, we're good. No, of course not.
All right, so I'm looking at this team with Bobby Witt, Churio, Alonso, Rooker, Hunter Brown, Riley Green, and Ryan. Yeah, it needs second base, need third base. That's the primary positions there that I need. Not a lot of great options at either one. However, there's not a lot of great options anywhere for hitting right now. We have really crushed the hitter pool in this one, but Jose Altuve actually has second base eligibility here, so we will roll with it.
Okay, all right, it's good value for him here this late. I feel like,
yeah, okay,
he's still productive. He's,
I guess, I guess he did play 66 games of that. I don't know why I was thinking he played more outfielder than second base, but anyway, yeah, definitely
year?
not the old Altuve, that we all knew, but it's interesting. And you know what? If I find somebody later at second base, like he slots in at outfield, so it's kind of nice to have that flexibility as well. All right, Corey, last pick for you. We're going to end it here after 8 rounds. We've gone long enough.
Team 1. This is the one that started with Juan Soto. It does have second base, so I look at it and I see I only have one outfielder with Juan Soto, but I filled some of the tougher positions with Cal Raleigh, a catcher. Jazz fills one of second or third. So looking at the outfield, I was going to take Brandon Nimmo, but AJ took him instead. I will go with I'll take Tyler Stokers, who I can play at corner infield if I really wanted to, but I'll probably play him in the outfield. His batting average actually pretty solid last year. I want to say it's like 270. It's actually not that bad. 276, 25 home runs, 93 RBIs. I don't really see why he can't do that again. Maybe the batting average comes down a bit, but the power, I think he's pretty much locked into 25 home runs. So that's my outfielder too. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I love it.
All right,
AJ, so your last pick, Judge Lindor Sanchez Betts.
Yeah, I mean,
did you realize that?
I did.
Garcia, Suzuki, and Rice.
Yeah, I was leaning towards a potential third shortstop in Xavier Edwards to fill up my.
We want to fill our benches first.
What's that?
Because you like to fill your benches first.
Why not?
There's only
I have a second player. A second baseman I still need. There's a middle infielder. Just to go mind your own P's and Q's over there. All right. I am going to go with pitcher on this one, though. Seeing as I only have Chris Sanchez, do need a little bit more to deal with there. Potential 200 strikeout guy. Not crushing on ERA. I'm going to go with Gausman.
I like it. Yeah, so I got the last pick here. This team has Ohtani, Trey Turner, Brian Wu, Jackson Merrill, Austin Riley, Teoscar Hernandez, and then Andres Munoz. Really interested in a potential Shea Langoliers.
Yeah, I was looking at him too.
That is,
I had Cal Raleigh on already.
Yeah, it's it's one of those, like, once you get past Shea Langoliers, man, like the catcher position, it's sort of rocky. Like that's kind of the last one that I feel really good about. But again, like, value there, like, or not overall production, right, may not be there compared to some of the other players that I'm looking at. But I think I am just gonna pull the trigger on that, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do a little bonus and just say Kyle Bradish. I do think he is potentially one of the best pitchers in the league. Slight workload issue, potentially not confirmed, but that's kind of what they're saying. But
when I was looking at Yuri Perez, it was either him or Kyle Bradish.
Yeah,
I mean, a team that needed a pitcher since then.
No, I think Bradish is probably the better of the two pitchers. It's just the workload issues. Like they're thinking about like monitoring his innings this year, which we kind of suck as an O's fan because we really need him to win a lot of games for us. So, all right, I'm gonna go a little full screen here. So this is the board. I think all of these teams are very balanced, which is I think what the three of us really push for when we do all of these strategy shows, and Corey, you and I do these strategy articles on the site and things like that. So I think you're seeing exactly kind of how we build the teams here. We drink our own medicine, you know what I mean? Like, we serve it, and then we're buying into it as well. So anything here, AJ, I'll start with you. Anything here that kind of is shocking to you from out of any of these picks? Shocking, good or bad?
I mean, for me, the only thing that I feel like I'm shocked about is that I did not take a relief pitcher, and I usually lean hard into ratios, saves, holds, that sort of thing. It depends on the league setup. Obviously, we're doing just saves on this one,
saves
so
only, yeah.
I wasn't, overly worried about it, but looking at the guys off the board, obviously I would have gone with Duran at some point.
Would think you would be a little bit more aggressive toward the saves guys in a saves.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so, usually I am. So that is a little shocking, but I mean, just based on where everything fell, I think it's a pretty evened out board. I mean, everybody we all sniped each other, obviously, which is
many times,
which is fun because we each have 4 teams, so it was bound to happen. But I just think I think it's a good mix overall.
Corey, anything stand out to you?
Well, every team had at least 2 pitchers. Some of them have 3, but interestingly, we did 8 rounds, and every team has at least 2. We didn't really set any specific parameters on that, so we didn't have to. We could have taken more, but every team, either 2 or 3 pitchers, is somewhat interesting. And then I would just say the fact that you got 5 second basemen total in 8 rounds just shows you. I mean, we talked about how bad second base is, so we got could tell Jazz in the first 2 rounds, Bryce Trang in the 3rd round, then nobody went till the 7th round, and then half these teams don't even have a second baseman, and it wasn't like we were saying, got to get a second baseman, right? And
and I'll be honest, I took Altuve probably early. Yeah. But there just wasn't anything there that I liked. I mean, I guess I could have got another starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And maybe, maybe I go starting pitcher there and then come back around because Altuve is probably going to be there. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I think, I kind of said it when the picks happened. The Turang one was, I thought, slightly early. I think you probably could have gotten him another round later, AJ. Suarez, I love the power. I get it. And third base sort of falls off. But I do think with the batting average hit you take there, I do think that it's a slight reach for him at round 5. But yeah, Corey, you mentioned like the pitcher thing. I thought that was very interesting because I remember one of the questions was, how many pitchers do you want, by round 10? And it was all like, 2 or 3, and then maybe 4 if you add in a relief pitcher. Well, that is exactly how this is lining up. Like, and it wasn't like we didn't have like a script here. It wasn't like, we can't do a pitcher now because then we'd have too many. It's like this is exactly how we draft. But yeah, no, I think this was a great exercise for everybody, and I hope all of you watching and listening learned a lot. I'll try to take a screenshot and save it somewhere so those of you just listening can take a look at the board somewhere. I got to figure out how to do that. But I will make sure to post that link in the show notes somewhere for everybody to take a look at. Other than that, that's all I got. And you're laughing at me somehow, probably.
I'm laughing at my own hair. It's like wild in here. And then I wasn't on the screen, so I didn't care. Now I was on the screen, and I took nuts.
All right, well, that's it for the show. We will see you all next week. See you later.